Hi, my name is Reich and I have meditated for well over 1,000 days, and in this video I'm going to tell you exactly what I learned. Let's get started. Okay, so now why is meditation important? One of the things that I found is that meditating on a regular basis is actually the most transformational things a person can possibly do. There are many reasons for this. First of all, meditation is one of the best ways possible to regulate your nervous system. One of the problems that many people have is that they're walking around reactive, they're very stressed out, and this makes them perform at a very low level. However, if you use meditation to calm your nervous system, this is going to enable you to stay in that calm, focused state that you want to be in. And here is the interesting thing. It's kind of like muscle memory. Like if you ever have worked out or ever gone to the gym, you'll notice that if you work out for a long period of time, you actually develop muscle memory and you develop stronger muscles. But what can happen is that, let's say you work out for 6 months to a year, develop some good muscles, and then you don't work out for a month or two and those muscles atrophy. What happens when you start working out again, they're going to grow back much quicker, because you've developed that muscle memory. It's the same thing for your nervous system when you meditate on a regular basis. So the point I'm getting at is that if you actually meditate on a regular basis, this can actually train your nervous system to be in that calm, focused state, kind of like all day, every day, but you're also going to be able to get into it at will when you get taken off course, for example. So that is one of the most important things why meditation is important from kind of a scientific, neurological level. And then from a more practical, spiritual level, the way I like to think about it is that meditation is essentially a workout for a vibration. My belief is that the higher we're vibrating, the more we're going to be able to attract abundance and awesome things into our lives. And meditation is a way for us to really be harnessing our vibration and being able to raise our vibration on a regular basis. The other thing is that when we are meditating more, when we have that clear mind, it actually opens us up to source and higher powers, higher frequencies. This is where we get those amazing downloads and things like that. So for all of these reasons, meditation is something that I encourage you to do on a regular basis. Now let me share a little bit with you about my personal meditation journey. I meditated for the first time ever probably well over 25 years ago. I remember when I was in college back in the 2000s, and I got a Stuart Wilde tape. Stuart Wilde, an amazing metaphysical teacher, he recommended that you meditate for 24 minutes a day, because there's 24 hours in a day, so 1 minute for every hour. He had this meditation, guided meditation that I did it on a not that regular basis. Maybe I did it for about a month or so, and then I kind of maybe meditated off and on for the next few years after that. But in 2012, so by now that is over 13 years ago, this is when I really got into meditating consistently. What I did was I took a mindfulness meditation class at the Mindfulness Meditation Center down in Los Angeles. This was a transformational class for me. I think it was like an 8-week class, and I actually was living in a city called Claremont, which is about an hour drive from LA. So I would drive there actually every Monday night to go to this class. And this is where I really learned about just the art of mindfulness meditation. And the whole idea of mindfulness meditation is really just about being mindful of what's going on with you. So first meditation, I believe the first one we did was really just focusing on the breath. Then we did one where you're focusing just on your body, where you're noticing your different body sensations. And then we did one where you're focusing on your thoughts. And those are all the ones that I remember, to be totally honest. And after I took that class, I started meditating 20 minutes a day. And I did that for probably about the next 4 or 5 years. And that was really helpful. But what I found was that the more I meditated, the better things would happen for me. So for example, when I first started meditating, my income actually rose by at least 50%. But when I started meditating more, it actually quadrupled. So I found that there's actually a direct correlation between how much I meditated and how much money I made, for reasons that I'll share with you in a little bit. And so what I ended up doing was I first, as I mentioned, meditated for 20 minutes a day. Then I started meditating for 20 minutes twice a day, in the mornings and in the evenings. And then eventually I got up to the point where I was actually meditating up to an hour in the mornings and an hour in the evenings as well. So I was actually meditating 2 hours per day. Interestingly enough, the year that I was meditating for 2 hours per day, that was actually my most profitable year I've ever had in my business. And I'll just be totally honest with you, for a variety of reasons, I now have a 1-year-old daughter, have a lot going on, so I no longer have the ability or the motivation or the priority of meditating for 2 hours a day. So now my typical meditation routine is I do about 30 minutes in the morning and I do 20 minutes in the evening, sometimes maybe a little bit more, but averaging out to about 40 minutes per day. And I find that to be really, really, really effective for me. I think it was the Dalai Lama who says that on a normal day, he meditates for an hour, but if he has a lot going on and he's really busy, he meditates for 2 hours. This is one of those things where I do really believe that the more I meditate, the more money I make. And I encourage you to do the same thing. So now we're going to talk about how you can actually get started meditating on your 1,000-day meditation journey. Okay, so if you're watching this video, most likely you have meditated before or you've tried meditation. I'm not sure how consistent you've been. Maybe you have been super consistent. Maybe you found a difficulty and you want to be more consistent. Now I'm going to show you how you can get started meditating on a regular basis. I'm going to give you the no-fail plan for meditating. Okay, so first of all, one of the most important things when it comes to meditation is, of course, you have to realize that it's valuable. So I spent the first part of this video selling you on why you should meditate on a regular basis. It's been transformational for me. It's been transformational for millions and millions and millions of people. So first of all, realize that it's important. Second of all, the biggest objection that people have when it comes to meditating is that they think it's very time consuming and they're not able to do that. They're not able to find the time to meditate. Well, I mentioned that I meditated for 2 hours a day at times, but you do not have to do that. Meditating even for 1 minute per day is better than doing nothing. It's actually exponentially better than doing nothing. And of course, anybody can spend the time to do 1 minute a day, but even doing 5, 10, 20 minutes a day, anybody can find an extra 20 minutes a day to meditate. For example, most people spend way more than 20 minutes per day wasting time on social media, for example. So just take maybe some of that social media time that you might be wasting and put it into something that's more high vibration by meditating. That is what I would recommend for you. So we have to prioritize it. Then the next question is, okay, how do we get started meditating? The main way that we develop any habit is by starting small. So what I really recommend you do is start with a BJ Fogg style tiny habit for meditating. So this is really easy. All you need to do is you need to decide something that you do on a regular basis, like some kind of part of your morning routine, and just put a meditation practice at the end of that. So you might do something like, after you brush your teeth, then you're going to sit down and meditate for a minute. Or after you fix your morning coffee, you're going to meditate for a minute or 5 minutes or whatever. So start small, do whatever you know you can do. You might want to start with just a minute. You might want to start with just a breath. The key is to start small on something that you cannot mess up at. Okay, so we got that. And then the next question is, okay, how do we meditate? How do we do it? So here's how we get started with this. I'm going to give you 2 easy, no-fail ways that you can start meditating. One of them is just to monitor your breath. So here's what I would recommend you do. To get into a relaxed state, just count down from 10 to 1 with your eyes closed. So 10, 9, 8, 7, just with your eyes closed. Get into a relaxed state. And then just monitor your breath. I recommend highly that you only breathe in and out through your nose for a variety of reasons, which I'm not going to get into. And then all you want to do is just monitor your breath. So it's in, out, in, out. Do that for a minute, or just do that once or twice if that's difficult for you. The second thing you can experiment with is a mantra. mantra that I've been using for years is the words calm body, calm mind. So on the inhale, say the words calm body. On the exhale, say the words calm mind. And then of course, kind of tune in to ideally feeling more calmness in your body, more calmness in your mind. And that's as easy as it is. So, calm body, calm mind. Calm body, calm mind. So you don't need to do both of these. Again, do whichever these you feel is going to be easiest for you. I'm just giving you some options. You could just start by doing in, out for 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or you could do calm body, calm mind for 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That is all you need to do. And eventually, you're going to find, almost by magic, that you're going to be doing this consistently. You're going to develop momentum, and then objects in motion stay in motion, and eventually you're going to find a really solid meditation routine where you're going to be doing, ideally you're doing at least 10, 15, 20 minutes per day in the mornings. That is going to be really, really transformational for you. Then of course, there's way more ways, things we can do to our meditation. This is really just kind of the basic thing to get you started. And there's a lot of different things we can add to it, which is going to be equally, maybe even more so transformational for you. In fact, in my next video, I'm going to be sharing with you my morning breath hold ritual, which is one of the most amazing ways you can actually use to calm your nervous system. So stay tuned for that video. In the meantime, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Talk soon.